Well, we're finally here, guys. We're finally at the 50-year mortgage being proposed now. This just came out of the administration recently as a way to solve the affordability crisis in the housing market. Let's just throw 20 more years on the top of this loan. Why not? They're doing it with cars, you know? This is insanity. Insanity. We all know what the problem is. It's the prices. It's the rapid, enormous jump in prices. It doesn't even really seem to be the rates anymore. But now, 50-year mortgage, and we've been here before. They threw a 40-year mortgage out about 2 years ago when we started seeing declines and a slowdown here in Southwest Florida. And that went over, that dropped like a sack of potatoes. It was, people were like, no, get out of here. The savings was so negligible that they couldn't even entertain it. So now they're back with a 50-year mortgage. This is insanity. People in the industry are calling it a game changer. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna help so many people. I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants this. No, I don't think anybody taking a mortgage wants to go, yeah, 50 years. There was a great example that showed if you took the median price of a US home, which is $435,000, at 6.5% interest, your monthly payment would be about $2,750. Your total loan cost by the time you paid that 30-year loan off would be $989,000 roughly. Now, we take the same terms and we do it at a 50-year mortgage. It's gonna bring your mortgage payment down to $2,450. You'll save $300 a month, but your total loan cost jumps from $989 to $1.5 million over the 50-year term. $1,036,000 of that would just be in interest. So I don't know who's gonna be super excited about signing up for this. What a terrible, terrible idea, in my opinion. This is so stupid. I don't know. Nothing should shock me anymore, guys. Nothing should shock me with the housing market being the way it is. Also, because in the same time, Fannie Mae is going to be doing away with their minimum credit scores on their direct underwriting loans. So I think it used to be 620. You needed to have, according to Fannie Mae. Well, now they're going to just put that by the wayside and judge it on a case-to-case basis. Do you want a 2008? That's how you get a 2008. If we're not potentially there already. Nuts. And again, another like rousing round of applause for this in the industry. Like, oh, this is so great. It's going to open up opportunities for people who may have cash but bad credit. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about dropping those minimum credit score requirements? And what do you think about the 50-year mortgage? I'm betting most of you probably think the same thing I do. Anything to avoid the fact that the price of everything is too high. And if this tells me that they can't really bring down the price of housing. I guess not to the extent that we have here in Southwest Florida. 20-30% drops here from the peak. We're not seeing that in other areas of the country. As you guys know, we are seeing slowdowns, and it may be the beginnings of that, like we saw here. But this kind of stuff, it makes me sad because I'm like, there's no plan here. There's no plan to make anything more affordable. And without a massive crash, that's not going to be more affordable. However, with a massive crash, massive unemployment, like we have huge layoffs going on right now. So hard to get a mortgage if you don't have a job. And it's a catch-22 at the end of the day. But this to me is so off base as a solution. The only other option is raising wages. We see how that is going. It's not going, especially with mass layoffs. So I don't know. This is absolute buffoonery to me here to propose saving $300 a month to pay almost $500,000 more on your average house by the time you pay it off. If you pay it off, if you live through it. I mean, 50 years, the median age of the first-time homebuyer right now just hit 40 years old. You want me to make it to 90? I'm 40 years old. I ain't gonna make it to 90. I don't think so, hopefully, but 90. Paying this thing till you're 90. Paying it till you're 70 is bad enough in that scenario, but 90 years old. And then, gosh, the amount of money the bank's gonna make on the interest on these things if this were to happen. And then they own the house because you're dead. Or your heirs probably don't want it, so they'll sell it, pay it off. The madness continues. Speaking of madness, I am starting to see homes come back on the market here in Southwest Florida after the great delisting of August and September. They're back. A lot of people said they'd be back. A lot of people in the comments are like, they'll be back. Here they come. And guess what? Emboldened by lower rates, they're raising their prices, which I think is crazy. And not by an unsubstantial amount. We're talking, almost 10% jumps on some of these things. Thanks. Gave me the heads up on the bike. Appreciate that. Oh, we got two. And that's a pretty outrageous move to come back on the market over 10% what you were listed for 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Especially here in Southwest Florida, where we are seeing heavy listings come back. We're seeing a lot of listings come back on the market, new listings. They're certainly outpacing our sold listings. I do a 7-day trailing, actually I'll put the chart up here. You can see this from the MLS. This basically pulls 7 days of activity, and this comes from basically Venice down to Punta Gorda, and it goes out to Inglewood. So that's all the areas included in here. And as you can tell, we are listing a lot more homes than we're selling. We're selling a lot of homes, don't get me wrong, but those back on markets, take a look at that. Like I said, about 30% of pending sales right now falling out of contract. We went over the reasons why. Previous video if you want to check it out. But new listing versus solds, only about a 73% ratio. So the new listings are outpacing what's selling by about 25% currently, guys. What is that going to mean? It's going to mean we're going to have another huge bout of inventory on the market unless people adjust their prices quickly. But as we're seeing, if you're coming back on the market 10% higher than what you left it 2 months ago, maybe they're not adjusting their prices in the manner that they should. Now, it's a lot of FOMO about everyone's going to flee New York. Everyone's going to run down here because we're getting rid of property taxes. BS, guys. And I don't know, I can only speak for me in Southwest Florida. I haven't heard a single mention other than anyone else from the channel call me and go, hey, I need to get out of New York right now. I think it's just a bunch of FOMO. I don't think it's going to materialize specifically here in Southwest Florida. Venice may get a little bit of it, but New Yorkers and the West Coast, a lot of Midwestern people here. New Yorkers tend to go to East Coast, or they go to Naples or Sarasota area potentially, but Charlotte, Lee, Manatee, I don't really see it. I don't see it happening, and I'm not seeing it on the ground. But everyone in the industry is like, oh, here we go. New mayor is the real Florida Realtor of the Year. It's like, I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I don't think it's going to materialize. And just like the property taxes, why these things piss me off is because all it does is embolden people to jack their prices up or hold on to unrealistic selling price expectations. And that's what's going to happen here. Enough people are listening to this that I truly believe people are going to hold firm on their pricing, and they're going to wait for all this FOMO buying that's supposed to be happening, whether it's because rates are down, whether it's because of the New York mayor, or it's the property tax nonsense that's never going to happen. All this FOMO isn't really working on buyers. It's working on sellers, and that's the problem. That's the real crux of the issue here, is it's not buyers going, oh, I mean, I saw an article come out of Newsweek that said, Floridians are rushing to buy homes because they fear the New York exodus. I don't think so. Floridians in the comments, weigh in. I don't think so. Do you guys see that happening? Do you guys see it happening around you? I don't see it here, and I don't think it is going to happen. But like I said, it's going to put some confidence behind sellers to say, oh, I'm going to hold out on my price because all this is going to happen. It's going to keep the market inventory elevated, and at the end of the day, it's going to bring prices down, in my opinion. That's where I think it's going to be in season. That's just from what anecdotally I'm seeing. Could be completely wrong, but people ask me what my opinions on this are. This is what they are. And in the previous video, somebody got confused and offended, and it was like, oh, you're up, you're down, this guy's all over the place. You're saying people are buying, you're saying no one's buying, because everyone's canceling. No, guys, we have an increase in buyers. That's proven. We had the strongest October sales month I've ever seen in my office. Buyers are here. And with more buyers, you're just going to get more cancellations. That's just cause and effect. You're doing more deals, more are going to fall apart, here at least. But like I said, it's always about 30%. However, to see the new listings, outpacing solds by 25+%. This is not materializing what's being reported other places. Not here, at least. So I just caution people, you know, at the end of the day, numbers don't lie, and deals are getting done. They're crazy, don't get me wrong. Every deal here is a little wacky right now. I mean, there's always gonna be something that goes wrong. There's always gonna be something in the 11th hour. There's always gonna be something. It's just how it goes. Nothing goes completely smoothly, but they're closing. They're closing because smart sellers are willing to work around issues. People who know what they got aren't, and they're the people getting homes canceled on them. But to see such an enormous shift here, I feel like this should be studied for history. Like, they should teach about this, because we went from buyers basically begging to get a chance to buy a house around here to the 100, it's complete 180. It's complete 180 in the other direction. Now we have sellers open houses every weekend. People aren't showing up, price cuts, things are not getting moved. Like, it's insanity. In a span of less than 2 years, really is that's how fast that this happened. And some people saw it coming, some people didn't see it coming, some people still don't realize what is happening. But the velocity with which this market turned, and don't get me wrong, the hurricanes helped, you know, but it's starting to look like it's a lot more places than just Southwest Florida. The hurricanes helped, but we were at multiple bidding wars, no inspections, and now it's like under ask offers, and everybody's getting everything fixed, everything taken care of, concessions. So it's wild. It's wild. I hope somebody makes like a documentary about this one day, because I don't know if we've ever seen this happen this fast without an economic catastrophe. So also, some guy said I was bald in one of the videos. You wear a hat because you're bald. I mean, it's under there, man. I got a giant forehead, don't get me wrong. This thing is big. It's a 5 head, but it's in there. I just keep it tight. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me today. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.